football, and certainly the loudest as we welcome you to GEHA Field at Arrowhead Stadium in Kansas City.
Coming up, we've got what should prove to be a good one between the Seattle Seahawks and the Kansas City Chiefs. The holiday season is upon us. We've got the gift to the NFL as we're underway here in Week 16.
And able to take it past the 25 and up to the 28-yard line.
They'll start this drive out on the ground.
And nothing much materializing there on the first down run. He'll get a couple, and that's it. Christmas Eve here in 2022. A big slate today of Saturday games. But we will have, ready for this, a triple header of action on Christmas Day tomorrow. I think it's pretty safe to say we won't have a white Christmas in any of these places, however. We start with the Packers and Dolphins in Miami at 1 Eastern. Then you got the Broncos and Rams from Los Angeles. And then finally, the Bucs and Cardinals at 8:20 Eastern in the desert. Plus one more for good measure on Monday. Once the family's all gone back home and Grandma's puttered out of the house, grab the leftovers and sit back and watch the Chargers and the Colts from Indianapolis.
It'll go as a gain of 10 and a Kansas City first down.
The Chiefs at 0-14 now on the year. We are late into December and still searching for that first win.
And that's a list every team wants to avoid because it's a small list, but we remember who those teams were. 2017, the Cleveland Browns went 0-16. 2008, it was Detroit. And in 1976, the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, they didn't win a game either, but they only went 0-14.
So from Seahawk territory now, it's 1st and 10 at the 45-yard line. There's Ronald Jones, first carry for the USC man.
He's got it to the 43 here. Well, this defense for the Seahawks, they were excellent in that win over the 49ers last week.
And that's not the half of it. They forced 7 turnovers in that game, and I know we always talk about turnovers coming in bunches once you force the first one, but 7? That seems almost impossible, but we watched it happen.
Now, meanwhile, here's a second down throw that's knocked away and incomplete.
Receiver coaches preach to their guys all the time. Separation, that's what's going to make the play successful. That time there was very little, and I think they were actually fortunate that it was only knocked away and not intercepted.
And he'll be taken down here just shy of the 30. Solid opening drive so far, Charles. They've moved this football into field goal range, but you know that they want to cap this off with 6 and not 3.
Absolutely. As one of the better coaches in the league always tells me, on offense, I want their body blows all game long and finish it with uppercuts. Well, here are the body blows right now. He's hoping in one uppercut will take care of the end of this drive. But that call makes sense because they've been throwing it well on this drive, and once again they show passing formation, showing the shotgun. Then they ran out of it. That's a nice play by them defensively, though, to hold it to a short game.
Meanwhile, Mahomes throw into the hands here of Hardman. And he'll be marked down right at the 20-yard line.
I think that's a big pickup for a first down because when you run a drag route against zone, you're sometimes asking for trouble because you might run into a defender.
Yeah, well, there they ran into a first down, executed it to perfection. That ball is caught. Marquez Valdez-Scantling. That one good for 17 yards, and now they've got it 1st and goal.
Now, this is a quarterback that's already in the top 100 all-time in passing yards, but that last throw going to move him past Roger Staubach on the all-time list. Roger Charles at 22,700.
Don't forget, he also won 2 Super Bowls, played from 1969 to 1979. And I would dare say Roger's numbers would be larger. But remember, he had a commitment to the Navy. If a graduate of the Naval Academy, back then you had to serve your 5-year hitch before you could go on and join the NFL.
Second and goal from the 6 this time. Mahomes going to throw. And that is caught. Touchdown, Kansas City.
Sky Moore.
His 3rd touchdown now on the year.
And the Chiefs are on the board first here this afternoon. Extra point by Butker is on target.
And that makes the score 7-0. after the touchdown. Here's Butker on to kick it away. And that'll carry over the back line of the end zone for a touchback.
They'll run with Walker to begin the drive. And he edges forward, but only gets a pair of yards out of it. It's second down.
They'd love to just strike back with a touchdown right here, and if it's a long play, so be it. But the main goal, get a couple of first downs, run some plays, run some clock, allow their defense to get a chance to catch their breath, settle down, and relax a little bit after they just gave up a score.
Play action, Corral.
Out to his left.
And that'll fall incomplete. He was hit just as he let that go. And now it's third down.
They certainly did a nice job improvising there, extending the play, hoping someone would come open downfield, but they never did.
So the failure to connect on second down, that leaves him staring up here at a 3rd and 8. And he's taken down, a Chiefs sack.
Multiple players combined for their team's first sack of the game.
On 4th down, ready to punt, Michael Dixon. He was only asked to punt once in the victory last week as he sends this one away.
Hardman on the return.
And he's out of bounds just before the midfield stripe at the 49. We'll call that a punt of 38 yards officially. And it's Chiefs football, 1st and 10. The KC offense out of the huddle, ready for their next drive. The partner just looking at some of the struggles they've had this season. The playoffs are not in their future. As they start to peer toward the offseason, what moves might they make?
I think the running back position, and I know we talk all the time about the NFL being a passing league, but the teams that run the ball effectively, they're the ones that go deep into the playoffs and go to the Super Bowl. They have to upgrade here. And you and I both know in recent years in the draft, people have shied away from taking a runner early, but there's that special one there. I say they go get him.
It's a pickup of 12, and that'll set up a 3rd down.
One of the advantages of zone defense, as I remember it, is being able to see the play develop in front of you. One of the disadvantages, when they find those levels where they can hit you with it. Sometimes behind the corner and in front of the safety, it makes it tough to do.
And he can't find a receiver, and he's brought down.
Multiple players combined for their team's first sack of the game. On 4th down, punt coming from Braden Mann. Back deep for the Seahawks, Tyler Lockett.
They punted 3 times in the loss last week as he sends this one away. And a little too much mustard on that one. It hits a couple yards into the end zone. A missed opportunity there maybe to pin him back.
Coming to the line here to begin their next drive, the Seahawks offense.
The crowd maybe losing just a little bit of the edge after back-to-back punts.
They want some big plays. They want to see some offense. They want to see somebody break away, whether it's through the air or on the ground. Now it'll be interesting to see where the patience is on both sides. Each head coach, can you hang in there and not try and force something that could put your team in some jeopardy?
Throwing on 2nd and 14. Corral into a sea of defenders and intercepted.
Picked off by Danny Trevathan. And he'll take this down inside the 15-yard line. That time defensively looked like they showed quite a bit of pressure but backed off, and it proved fruitful. They get the pick.
He went through all of his rules about getting rid of the ball quickly.
All right, rifles one, and that's going to be intercepted.
Picked off by Quandre Diggs. And he's free going down the left side. It's a foot race. 20. And he will take this one home. It's a touchdown. So from one end zone all the way to the other. Talk about a turnaround.
And how about the excitement that play generates for his team? Not just the points on the board, but the momentum and taking it from coast to coast, end zone to end zone. What a tremendous play. Now get that man an oxygen tent.
That's your boy Old Mo. You said momentum, right?
Old Mo, I think he's kind of limping across at the end.
So all even at 7 now as they kick it away.
And that one will bounce out of the back of the end zone, so we will start here at the 25.
The Chiefs offense about set to begin this drive. They'll start out on the ground with Jones. And he'll work this forward for about 3 at second down.
Well, that's just a pile of bodies there, and that's when you kind of find out who's a tough guy, right? Who can stand up and make a play. It was only a 3-yard run, but for both sides, they had to walk away from that feeling like, okay, I can stand up when the going gets tough in here.
On 2nd and 7, Mahomes. He's going to flip one out here to his running back. Fighting through it, he's got space. And he is out of bounds inside the 35. An explosive 38-yard pickup. Well, that is a running back who is not about to go down easily. He fought his way through the contact until the C's opened up for him. So the big play changes the complexion of things. Here's 1st and 10 just outside the 30. One back in the backfield, he'll get the carry. And he'll get it down inside the 30 to the 29-yard line. Give him 5 on the carry there, and it'll be 2nd down.
And that's exactly what you want on a 1st down run. Pick up 5 yards, bring up 2nd and 5. The defensive line, though, they've got to figure out a way to out-leverage the guys up front because the offensive line is winning at the point of attack.
And they're going to get this down to about the 17-yard line here.
I tell you what, it looks like he's shaking off that pick 6 just fine. It's not just defensive backs that have to have short memories. Quarterbacks utilize that as well. A much more confident throw right there.
They get it to Moore on the jet sweep. Just a yard on the pickup there, and it'll bring up a 2nd and 9.
Let's just make this one succinct. Nice job there. All 11 guys on defense diagnosing the jet sweep and putting it down.
On 2nd and 9, Mahomes, touchdown! Mecole Hardman, a 16-yard touchdown. And the Chiefs have moved out in front. Extra point by Butker is on target. And that makes the score 14-7. Now after the touchdown, here's Butker on to kick it away. This will be fielded inside the 5. And some good special teams coverage as they bring him down just outside of the 15. Coming to the line here to begin their next drive, the Seahawks offense. It's been an awfully slow start for them. This is their 3rd possession. They don't have a 1st down yet.
So that means they have to change up what they're doing, and for some teams, it's a change in tempo, usually moving it to more up-tempo type of an offense just to try and change their fortunes right now. What they've been doing so far isn't working. Maybe they'll do that. A deep ball down that right sideline, and he made sure that he put it where either his guy was going to catch it or no one was.
An incomplete pass on 1st down. That leads to a 2nd and 10. Here's Corral. Finds the open man. It's Mike Williams. 9 yards, not quite enough, and they'll be left now with 3rd and 1.
Good throw, good catch, but I really like the route, the drag, and being able to run away from defenders. Hard to stick with them for that long.
Yeah, better against man than zone, or
better against man, because now you're running away from someone and you're not running into a defensive player in another zone.
On 3rd and 1, Corral. Eluding the pressure right. He's going to get this one out to his fullback. So he stopped for no gain. And that'll bring up 4th down.
Excuse my snarkiness here, but isn't the idea of completing a pass supposed to mean you get downfield and gain yards?
Especially on 3rd down.
Yeah, that one. How about the defense? Figured that one out in a big way. Yeah, they completed it all right and lost yardage.
Here's Hardman to return. A good head-down running on the return. Gets about 15 yards. And they will take over 1st and 10.
KC offense out of the huddle, ready for their next drive.
A long drive last time out for this offense, Charles. If you remember, they started basically in the...
And now this is intercepted. My goodness. Picked off by Sidney Jones. And he will take this one home. It's a touchdown.
For the defense, they were all over that. As soon as that ball was in the air, it was dangerous. Not only was it intercepted, CD, but they return it for the touchdown.
Yeah, and he read that the entire way. He was reacting before other players had a chance to react themselves. Had the determination to say, this just won't be a pick. It's going to be 6 points as he takes it the other way to the end zone.
This one tied at 14 now as he sends this one away. And from back there, a wise move. He'll just sit on this one, and it'll come out to the 25. Mahomes will lead the Chiefs up 1st and 10 at their own 25-yard line.
And he'll begin the drive with a give to Jones.
And not much to speak of. Call it a 1-yard gain up to the 26. The run only got a yard. Here's 2nd and 9.
Well, they didn't get a whole lot out of that one, but I think you got to continue to try and run it and try and keep the defense honest.
You mean or else he'll just sit back, dare you to throw it on every down? He's got a man, complete. And he'll have it past midfield almost to the 40 before being taken down. It'll go as an impressive 31-yard gain. To throw, it's Mahomes. And his throw's going to be incomplete.
So many offense want to include their running backs into their passing offense and be able to swing the ball out or check it down to them. But sometimes those guys are just not as comfortable catching the ball as they are running it.
Mahomes will try again on 2nd down. Got an open man. It's Valdez-Scantling. And they'll be stopped at the 28. On a play that started at the 14, they pick up 14. They don't need to run another play here before the 2-minute warning. Let's see if they do it anyway. They fake the give. Now Mahomes. They'll roll him out right.
And Mahomes misfires again, and it's intercepted. Jordan Brooks with it. And the Seahawks are going to take over at their own 13-yard line. A nightmare of a first half for him. That's now 3 interceptions. But Charles, with his talent, if anyone can shake this off and right the ship, it's him.
I agree, because you don't get to be one of the best quarterbacks in the league without developing some major mental toughness. So I expect him to go in the locker room at halftime, hit the reset button, and come out a new guy in half number 2.
Play action. Here's Corral. He'll fire one downfield for Fant. Oh, that's into a sea of bodies, and it's intercepted.
Picked off by Justin Reed.
And the Chiefs are in great shape here as they take over at their 46-yard line.
The Chiefs offense about set to begin this drive.
They start near midfield following the interception as they begin 1st and 10.
Taking a deep shot here for Hardman. That's going to be knocked away and incomplete.
That's a really good job in execution. They avoided the flag downfield and avoided giving up yardage for free. Really good coverage.
Throwing again on 2nd and 10. Mahomes. Oh, it's a screen pass. That's complete. And some room to maneuver. And he's going to get this down to the 35-yard line. That one a gain of 20 and a 1st down.
That's good for a Kansas City Chiefs.
Mahomes now to throw.
Open man downfield is Hardman. He's got it.
And all the way to the 2-yard line there before crossing over out of bounds. 33 yards that time. He had one touchdown earlier, nearly a second one there.
Yeah, took a touchdown-saving tackle to keep him out of the end zone after a big play. Perhaps you go right back to him. Don't need the distance, but maybe he can pay things off after.
He finds more in the end zone. Touchdown, Kansas City.
A great play there. With his 2nd touchdown of the game, 4th of the year. And the Chiefs have broken our tie as they take the lead.
Extra point by Butker is on target.
And the lead lead is now 21-14. Now after the touchdown, here's Butker on to kick it away. This will be fielded inside the 5. And he had no room to run as he's tackled down inside the 20. Coming to the line here to begin their next drive, the Seahawks offense.
And Charles, we'll see what they can do here. Not a ton of time left, but enough certainly to get points out of this drive, and they need them right now because they're trailing.
Yeah, this is exactly why you practice a 2-minute drill all through camp and at least one practice each week before a game. A minute left, more than enough time to string a few completions together, reach the end zone, and then make that walk back to the locker room just a little more animated.
Throwing on 2nd and 8. Corral into the hit. And he coughed it up. And it's picked up by the Chiefs. And his guys will take over at the 30. So 1st and 10 now from the 30. Up the middle, Jones. And he's got some space. Now Jones is hit. He lost the football. And the Seahawks have picked it up. And he's able to get it back to right around the 27. He's now lost fumbles in back-to-back weeks. And, of course, you remember last week's game, such a close affair. That hurt him.
And now before the ball changes hands, they're going to take a look at this just to make sure that they have it right. The Chiefs will use the first of their timeouts as they stop it with 19 seconds to go in half number 1. So from the 17 now, here's a 1st and 10.
Looking to throw is Mahomes. And his pass is intercepted for the 4th time today. Picked off by Quandre Diggs.
And the Seahawks will take over here at their own 12-yard line.
Well, I would guess that combined, if you spoke to both defenses, neither side has a lot to celebrate today. They haven't had a lot of stops, but that one right there, that's a big one because they stole points away with that play. And just as importantly, picked up.
Corral is intercepted again. That's number 3.
Picked off by Danny Trevathan. And his guys have got it back at the closing stages of the first half.
So his struggle is just continuing here in the first half, throwing the football. Charles, now 3 interceptions.
And they don't feel like they're just great plays by the defense. There's a sense that maybe he's a little careless with the football now. So some of the great coaches in the past, you know, they've always said, I can't teach you, obviously, because you're not listening. So maybe the bench can teach you. He's got to be careful now. He might get pulled.
Welcome back. Halftime over. We are ready for quarter number 3. Alongside Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Gaudin.
The Seahawks trailing, but they will have possession first here as we resume action in the 3rd quarter.
And they will not get a chance to return this one as it's through the end zone for a touchback. Coming to the line here to begin their next drive, the Seahawks offense.
All in all, pretty manageable deficit, Charles, here as they start this third quarter offensively when you consider the fact that in the first two quarters, they had 2 costly turnovers.
I think you laid it out there perfectly, partner. Very tough to hold a lead going into the break if you continue to hand it over on multiple drives.
Yeah, and obviously, Charles, it would be very tough to climb back into the game if those turnovers continue.
I would say borderline impossible. You keep turning it over, I don't know how you make up a deficit.
That's caught over the middle by Fant. And he'll be brought down just shy of the 40.
A couple of first downs right in succession, and this is an offense that could really use a good drive, and they're off to a fast start here.
Here's Corral on first down.
Nothing open downfield, so he'll throw it away.
The goal is certainly to try and make a big play happen and climb back into this game, but you have to be careful. If you overdo it, you could turn it over and hurt your team.
So now 2nd and 10 after the incompletion on first down.
Corral, another throw coming. And this throw incomplete. Now the defender all over him that time, and it's going to lead to third down.
As his old brain remembers, when I see 5 wide receivers on the field as a defender, I know the ball's coming out high. They expected it and got there and popped it free.
This offense in desperate need of a conversion as they come up on third down.
On the play fake, Corral.
And the Chiefs are going to get him. He could not get away that time, and it'll be a loss of 11 on third down. Now here's Michael Dixon as he's on to punt for Seattle. And a great job on special teams to down it, as this will be marked out inside the 5-yard line.
That punt was near perfection as it checked up inside the 5-yard line. You never know where these things are going to go, do you?
No, what was it? You got a John Heisman quote about that,
yeah,
right?
He said the football is roughly a prolate spheroid, which means it's going to bounce funny, and you never know where it's going to end up.
And he takes this just about a yard shy of the 20. They were looking for a cushion from that end zone. He gave it to him, 15 big yards. So a much rosier picture now after that last play. Here's 1st and 10 at the 19-yard line. Back to the ground, this time with Jones. This will be a gain of about 8 to the 27-yard line.
Well, you certainly have to give a little credit here because they're playing this game now at their pace. This is ball control football, sustained runs, taking their time, and making it work.
Looking to find a lane, but he can't. Reined in at the line of scrimmage. He got maybe a half-yard at most, but officially they'll be left with a 3rd and 2.
They'll come to the line, needing only 2 yards to gain the first here.
On play action, it's Mahomes. Can't get away, and he's taken down.
Dropped for a loss of 7 by multiple defenders.
Here's the Chiefs punter now, as he'll kick it away for the 2nd time. Call that a 45-yard punt, just 2 yards there on the return. And it'll be Seahawk football, 1st and 10. Coming to the line here to begin their next drive, the Seahawks offense. And our game's hit a little bit of a lull here, a little bit of a snag. Punts on back-to-back drives.
And old-school coaches don't necessarily mind that. Didn't turn it over, right? Didn't create a big play for the other team. Right now what you're looking for is, can you gain an advantage in field position? And that's what both teams are seeking right now.
Yeah, they'll be seeking to gain that advantage here on this drive.
Walker now on 1st and 10.
Nifty move. And they're able to get this one past the 30 to the 25-yard line. Add the gain here to the previous play, and it's better than 40 yards total.
Despite the score, despite the deficit, no quitting this guy. He's running angry, running through arm tackles. He wants to change what that scoreboard is saying.
Corral to throw on 1st and 10.
Blitz coming, and down he goes.
That was Nick Bolton rushing in and burying him behind the line. But defensively on the previous play, they gave up a pretty good chunk of yardage, but right there, they got a good portion of it right back.
And if we just flip it around from the offensive perspective, took a nice step forward, and how about a couple of leaps backwards after that play? They've got to figure out a big call coming up here to try and gain that yardage back.
Another try after the first down sack. Corral, and his pass is intercepted for the 4th time today. Picked off by Danny Trevathan.
And the Chiefs are going to have it here just past the 25.
Well, this is one heck of an individual performance we're witnessing. That is now his 3rd interception. And keep in mind, folks, this isn't a safety or a cornerback. This is a linebacker.
Does this feel to you like he's having a flashback? Because a lot of these linebackers we see in the NFL, in high school, they were offensive stars. They touched the football all the time. It's like he said to himself, let's go back and put on the leather jacket and go get the football. How about this one? 3 interceptions thus far.
And there just continues to be nowhere to run. He's bottled up again at the line of scrimmage. It'll be a nickel look here for the Seahawks on 3rd down. Now Mahomes.
Throw over the middle, caught by the tight end Gray. And he will have a Chiefs 1st down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion.
And that's well executed there on 3rd down. And I love the confidence that they had to let their tight end try and find some space in the middle of the field, right in their quarterback's line of vision. And QBs love to make that easy throw, and they hooked up there for a 1st down.
Throwing on 1st down, but this one winds up to be incomplete. Not his best throw there, but where we sit right now in the 3rd quarter, he's had a pretty good game throwing the football.
He certainly has, and it's not exactly at the point where we're doing 4-minute offense yet, but they've got to think about, I'm not going to say milking the clock, but understanding clock management here on out.
They get 6. That'll leave them with 3rd and 4.
I really like the vision he displayed on that play because he saw there wasn't a lane to completely break off a huge gain. So he found where there was the most space and got what he could. A nice, dirty run that's a positive.
Well, Mahomes can't get away, and down he goes.
Darrell Taylor got in there to drop him.
Here's the Chiefs punter now as he's on to kick it away. He's averaging just under 50 yards a punt as he gets this away. Returnable for Lockett. 1 quarter remains here in Week 16.
This is the National Football League on EA Sports. Coming to the line here to begin their next drive, the Seahawks offense. Their defense was able to force the punt. That's the good news. But this is still a 2-score game, and they need points on this drive and in a relatively quick manner.
Give them 13 yards on the opening play of the drive and also give them a 1st down.
Off play action. Here's Corral.
He's got a man, complete. And he'll go down, but not before getting this inside the 30. So now then, the big play has him all the way inside the 30 now, 1st and 10.
Toss left side for Walker.
Oh, able to avoid him. And he doesn't quite make it, taking it within an eyelash. Dropped at the 1.
53 yards rushing for him now on just 6 carries to this point.
So 3 plays, already 1st and goal, and they are wasting little time.
Walker is going backwards here. Now they come in and drop him all the way back at the 4-yard line.
That's going to go as a loss of 2, and it'll be 2nd down.
Sometimes being a linebacker in the middle of the field is kind of like being a doctor on the field. You got to make the right diagnosis. Here he correctly sets his run and shoots through to make the play in the backfield.
Second down and goal. Corral escaping the... And he is in for the Seattle touchdown. Matt Corral taking it in from 4 yards out. And the Seahawks have made it a one-score game again here in the fourth.
The extra point now coming from Myers. It's up and good, and this now becomes a 24-21 ball game. So just a 3-point game now as they send this one away. And that one will bounce out of the back of the end zone, so we will start here at the 25. The KC offense out of the huddle, ready for their next drive. They've been asleep for a little while on this side of the football, Charles, and the score is just a one-score game now. Haven't had any points this half. What gives?
Let's go old school here. All right, let's get back to the basics. Get back to running the football, high percentage throws. Find the guys that eat pressure and make plays for you and make sure they touch it.
Here's 2nd and 9, just a yard on that last run. Now here's Mahomes. Taking a deep shot here for Hardman. Pass incomplete, but the flag in the backfield, and this might be a roughing call. Trailing in the fourth, this close of a game, that's a penalty you just can't afford.
It's an absolute killer, and it's one that drives coaches and teammates insane.
After the penalty, a fresh set of downs. It's 1st and 10. There they'll keep leaning on the running game. Back to the ground. And his rough afternoon continues. He's going nowhere again. Brian Burns, the one to bring it down. This defense really clamping down. Although they're losing the game still, this second half has been theirs.
And they're winning it. I almost equate it to being a boxer. And whenever you see a good fight.
Well, Mahomes can't get away, and down he goes. Gonna need better protection here. 3rd and long following the sack from Mahomes and company. They'll look to throw here. He's going to look deep for more. It's caught inside the 25. And he'll be marked down right at the 20-yard line.
Well, partner, I'm not sure how this drive's going to end, but how about the way they flip field position there? A nice attacking play that picked up a heck of a chunk of yardage.
Now a first down carry by Jones. And he'll take this inside the 20 and down to the 18. They had the huge play last time. Here it is a much smaller gain of 2. The last run got a couple. Here's 2nd and 8. They'll try and run some clock here as they keep it on the ground. And they've got it inside the 10 at the 8. It's a 10-yard gain there to set them up 1st and goal. How about this offensive line? They're really starting to establish themselves, take over this game.
And before the series began, I know exactly what was said in the defensive huddle. Guys, we got to get no less than a 3 and out. Let's get off the field. Instead, they can't find any traction towards doing that. Right now, they're just getting muscled all over the field and getting pushed down it. Oh, Brandon, I'm going to tell you, this is football time to me. They're inside the 10-yard line. That's like drawing the line in the sand. Who's going to make the stand here? Defensive guys, they know if he gets in the end zone, this ball game is over. And the guys with the football right now, they're thinking, let's just pound it in there.
Got him. Now look at this. They get the turnover they needed. It's intercepted. Picked off by Quandre Diggs. And the Seahawks are right back in this football game. Yes, folks, that is his 3rd interception. And I'm going to use one of the most overused phrases in football. He's a ball-hawking safety.
I love the way that you called for the shot there. That's perfect, though, because there is something to that. Being a safety often allows you freedom to roam around the defense, maybe not a specific assignment. Today, his assignment, find the football, and he's done so quite well.
Corral with it on 1st down. Forced out to his left. And it's incomplete. Throwing the football, he's not as sharp as he was last week when he was over 70%. Right now, he's under 50%.
Well, that comes from extra game film, extra time. You know those guys watched him all week, saw how precise he was, and constructed a defense to try and chip away at that. And thus far, they've been...
And the pressure gets there. He'll go down. It's a sack. And it is going to bring us to the 2-minute warning. The defense rising to the challenge and setting them back on the sack.
3rd and long. They'll look to throw.
And that's intercepted yet again, and that could be the backbreaker. It's Joshua Williams with a pick.
And he will take this one home. It's a touchdown. And so much for the game-winning 2-minute drive. I think that interception return there pretty much seals the deal.
And one thing to keep in mind, in this situation with the score that close, defense isn't backing off and just giving you easy throws. They're playing aggressively as well and end up picking that one off and sealing the deal for themselves.
This will be fielded inside the 5. And no alley to be found. The coverage was solid, and he's dropped at the 18. Coming to the line here to begin their next drive, the Seahawks offense. Here's Corral.
And his throw here's incomplete.
Well, we've talked about it, CD, but it bears repeating. They are struggling to throw the football. All the interceptions and more incompletions. It just doesn't look like things are in sync out there.
I would agree with that, and it's not a good day when you feel like an incomplete pass is almost a win for you because it wasn't intercepted. And I think the receivers now, when they're running their routes, they want to catch the ball, but they also want to make sure that the defenders don't take it away.
Now Corral.
Steps away. In trouble here, and down he goes. Back at the 8-yard line. D4 in there to take him down, and the clock will roll.
Remember, throughout my career here, defensive coaches always say, guys, you got to earn the right to rush the passer. And they put themselves in a great spot with this big lead, and they know they've got to throw the ball.
These pass rushers have to be salivating. It is pin your ears back time indeed.
Corral to throw.
And that's caught. And now look at this. Big gain, but a fumble. And it's picked up by the Chiefs. And he will bring it back to about the 11-yard line.
Well, that drive wasn't a case of wanting to put points on the board. It was needing to, having to, and they didn't get it done.
Yeah, didn't get it done, and now you look at the situation and the point differential, 2 scores, pretty much game, set, match.
How about the takeaway, though, huh? How about those defensive guys?
Defense still with 3 timeouts. We'll see if they want to use them here as the kneel down comes. Clock counting down toward 40 seconds as they take the knee. So time to start going in the other direction as they come up now 3rd and long. And they will take a knee here. So this one in the win column for Kansas City. And it's going to be their defense that gets the ink in the headlines tomorrow, and for good reason.